Gordon rushed over to Celia, wiping away the sweat on his forehead. He looked at her and said, "Mrs. Rothman, please come back to work. There was no reason for you to resign when it was just us who were in the wrong." Seeing that Gordon was being so courteous, she simply smiled and asked, "Mr. Lee, what would you like from me?" He was about to say something, but then he saw Chase standing beside her with a look of disgust. Instead, he said, "Mrs. Rothman, what I need to talk to you about is a private business matter. Could we speak in private?" Chase smiled. He knew exactly what Gordon wanted to discuss. Nevertheless, he took his leave, saying to Celia, "No worries, I'll be right over there if you need me." He got up and walked over to the coffee shop across the street. Gordon nodded in satisfaction as he saw Chase leave. Then he turned to look at Celia with a face as full of grace as he could muster. "Mrs. Rothman, you must come back to the company. Consider it as a favor to me." Celia was puzzled. She felt like there was more to this story. "Mr. Lee, please tell me what's going on. Why do you want me to come back?" To be honest, today's experience had left a very bitter taste in my mouth. I know, he quickly replied. "It has to do with the Roche Research Institute proposal." "Oh?" Her interest was piqued. "I was the one who was chasing that project." "I know. Let me get straight to the point," he said. "The institute is run by Dr. Roland Zimmerman, cardiologist and medical scientist. Just now he personally called me to say that he will only work with you as the one who wrote the proposal, and nobody else. He asked me to invite you back." Roland Zimmerman? Her heart skipped a beat. He was the same doctor who was going to provide Dottie's surgery. She'd met him at the hospital just yesterday. No way. Was this the same person? In thinking about Roland, she couldn't help but also think of Chase, who had stood beside him as an equal, nay, a superior. Could it be that he was the one who asked Roland for this favor? It was such a big project. She imagined the budget was about $100 million. Could his word really carry that much weight? Logically speaking, such a big project wasn't even something that a single person could do. She was a little confused. She looked at Gordon, unsure of what to say. Sensing her hesitation, he quickly added, "Celia, as long as you're willing to come back this time, the vice president's position will definitely be yours, no questions asked. With an annual salary increase, double of what you're getting now, with 2 weeks' time off, and extra benefits." He tried his best to win Celia over. Was it working? Celia was moved. She was only in her 20s, and although she was considered an old-timer in Mangan Makeup, it would have been years if she'd even become eligible for the vice president position. It was a hard offer to pass up. And then there were the operation fees, both hers and Dottie's. It was indeed a huge expense, and even though Chase had some money in his bank account, it might save him a lot. "Celia," he pleaded, "just agree to it. I dare to say that if you leave the Mangan Makeup, no other company in Laudervale will be able to offer you such a good deal." Finally, she relaxed. "Mr. Lee, can you let me think about it? I want to ask my husband for his opinion." He was unhappy with her request. He's just an office worker. What?" Her expression changed instantly, and he quickly changed his tune. Fine. Can you ask your husband and give me an answer right away?" She nodded and walked over to the coffee shop where she found Chase drinking a latte. She cut straight to the point. "Were you the one who helped me with the Roche Research Institute? Just now Gordon told me that the institute's director is Roland Zimmerman." He pretended to be completely useless. "What? How could that be possible?" he said. "Honestly, how could I have that much power? You heard it yesterday. Dr. Zimmerman was just an old friend of my dad's. And even then it was even difficult to get him to agree to the surgery. Why would he deliberately ask you to go back to work?" Her face contorted in confusion. Seeing him act so natural made her feel even more confused. "Then why does he insist on working with a nobody like me?" she asked. "Maybe because you're not a nobody. Maybe it was because he saw how you acted yesterday with the Shad debacle, said Chase. Maybe he saw something in you that he liked. She hesitated. Then, do you think I should agree to go back to work? Well, honestly, that's up to you, he said gently. Please believe me, no matter what you decide, I will support you. I am always on your side. And if you have a bad day at the office, I will help you vent your anger, just like today. She blushed. She leaned into the warm feeling in her heart. Okay, then I'll go agree, she said. Go, baby girl, follow your heart, he said, waving his hand. She nodded in satisfaction and walked happily back to Gordon. At Patricia's house, she and Jean were sitting on the living room sofa. She was crazily scrolling her friend's social media feeds and online dating sites, searching for an unmarried man in his early 30s so that her daughter could date. She wanted a better son-in-law, preferably someone who had money. She wasn't crazy. Money could buy more things. It could buy happiness, health, a beautiful future, status. It was everything. She held up a photo and asked, Hey, look at this. What do you think? He's not as bad looking. 31 years old, an elite businessman with an annual salary of $820,000. And he already owns 3 properties. Jean didn't even look up from his newspaper. She gasped. Ooh, and look at this one. He's a CEO. 35 years old. That's a bit old, but look, he owns 30% of the company's shares. And Jean, look. He makes over $1 million a year. In looking through the information of these successful men, she became angrier. She thought it would calm her down, but instead it was reminding her just how awful Chase was. She began to curse. All of them are better than that trash of a daughter is currently married to. That girl is so stubborn, she'll be the death of me. Once again, Jean was silent. She carried on. Let me tell you, the next time that girl comes over, you're gonna have to teach her a lesson. Tell her she must marry someone else or, I don't know, come up with some punishment. He sighed and set aside the newspaper. Man, can you just relax? I thought you were trying to have a pleasant evening. And Celia's made it clear she's not going to divorce him. If you keep poking at her, you're just asking for trouble. Patricia's face turned red. That had been the wrong thing to say.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.